Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our third game of the day between the Avon View Avalanche and the Clement-Cormier Cavaliers. And here we go. The Cavaliers will start with an early attack. Headman by number 22, saved by the Avalanche keeper. Clement-Cormier starting off the tournament with an 0-1 record after falling to Les Vedettes yesterday. Cavalier number 22, stop. Avalanche desperately trying to get their first shot of the game, but they're being hounded by the Clement-Cormier defense. Avon View doing a great job at really trapping Clement-Cormier in their own zone here as they make some smart changes and start to pile on the pressure. Shot. Saved by the Clement-Cormier keeper. Avon View winning all of these battles, but it's intercepted by number 12, Alain. Dumped into the zone. Alain chasing her own dump, trying to get some offense going for her team. Alain shot, stopped by an Avon View defender. Clement-Cormier piling on the offense as they look for their first deadly looks to get the first goal of the game.
And just getting the action started. Our third game of day 2. One of these teams has already played a game or 0-1. The Cavaliers are down 0-1, just like they lost their first game. They took it as a 1-0 loss against Les Vedettes. And they're taking on Avon View, who are just playing their first game here. Both teams getting their chances. There's a shot. It's turned away.
Well, if you're Clement-Cormier, it's really going to be important to really get into the win column after dropping 0-1 in your first game of the tournament. As for Avon View, it's the same thing. Your first game is always your most important one because that really sets the tone for how it's going to go this weekend.
Exactly. Still a lot of hockey left to be played. We still got the rest of today and all of Saturday.
And around the tournament, our final scores here, l'Odyssée Olympien, dropping 5-2 to the Cheetahs as they are defeated soundly. The Collège de Lévis Commandal beat the Morris Mavericks by a score of 3-2. Les Olympiennes get the win. The Central Kings Gators dropped 4-1 against the Gabriel Roy Cavalier. The Mathieu Martin Matador stomped the Auburn Eagles 10-2. The Moncton High School Purple Knights winning their last game against Saint-Jean-Hid 3-1. And the Riverview High Royals up 5-1 on the St. John's Ravens court.
And still plenty of action still to come between these two teams. And what is bound to be an amazing tournament here in the female division. Here's Richal behind the net trying to send it out in front. Never hit the target. Yeti come back the other way with speed. There's a body check. Clement-Cormier trying to exit the zone. They can. It's flipped high. Tipped off the glove of Michaud and behind the net. And still yet to have many whistles. The common theme in the female division, not a lot of whistles. The play keeps going, and that means short line changes are going to be key for victory. There's Colette that dumps it in. Avon View in their own end. Banks off the boards. It's the Cavalier that return it. And Cavalier are in offside, led by Alain. We'll have a whistle here at just under 11 minutes. over on the IGA surface, the Riverview High Royals have defeaed the St. John's Ravenscourt Eagles 5-1. Here, Cavalier threatening in the offensive zone. They try to get a shot off and just unable to do so. The Avon View Avalanche, not the Yeti as we do have on screen. They are the Avalanche. And digging deep in the opposite corner. In there's McDonald. Lindsay McDonald digging. Goes behind the net. It's Alain that carries it around the boards. Out of the zone, Karian Alain with it at center. Trying to extend the stick. Behind the bench, Lindsay McDonald with possession. Rims it around there for Pettipaw. Braylon Pettipaw trying to bulldoze through a couple players and try to get through the boards. Gets it back here. Pettipaw, right place, right time. Through the zone, top of the ring at line. Tony Shaw. Excuse me, that's Veronique Alain across the shot. And the save is made. Another one there by goaltender Emily Hines. This one cleared out of the zone. It's Pettipaw up with speed, being chased down by LeBlanc. Avalanche sent it to the middle. That was McDermott. To the line, McBlain stopping and is going to just shoot it down deep in the zone. It's Dion. Rimming it around, it's Langis trying to get to it. It hovers on the rim, and what a move to the net, and it's just shot over.
Avon View coming out of the gates, flying with some dangerous opportunities on net. Really putting on the pressure on Clement-Cormier.
And you could say that for both teams so far. They both had their share of spectacular scoring chances. There's Alexia Michaud trying to keep it in. Fanned a little bit on the backhand. It's moved out to McGrath. McGrath cutting in, has a bit of room. McGrath, the shot, the save is made by Hines. Still loose at the side of the net. Karian Alain to the blue line. Waiting, D to D, LeBlanc. That pass just slid off her stick, was unable to get a shot off, and the Avalanche are going to be able to get this one out of the zone. Up with speed, it's McLean to the net. Back door, the shot, save is made. And it's Shelby Babineau in net for Le Cavalier. There's Murray. Off the boards, Parker. Trying to dump it into the zone, was unsuccessful in doing so. LeBlanc moved across. Michaud stepping in. Poke check by Morin. Morin again. The poke check. Ref looking afraid of getting hit. There's Rowan Morin. Falls down to a knee. Trying to move that to the line. It's outside. Cavalier rushed back for it. It's Johnny Alain. Poke checked. Here's Morin. Drop pass. The shot from the blue line tipped down. Morin again trying to throw that one out in front. Cavalier within their own zone. It's Alain. Gets it deflected high. Johnny Alain, the pass through center. Off the boards. Bank back in. With speed, Robichaud. Moving in, hits the brakes. Curls around, waits for options, and we'll just put it down deeper into the zone. Just try to establish some zone possession. LeBlanc turning around and is able to keep it in. Off a tie-up, Robichaud trying to put this one to the net. Blocked in at the line. Alain fires. Back door goes. Robichaud to the line. LeBlanc waits and fires. It's blocked off a stick. Another try across. Jessica Alain will try, and that's a save made by Hines. Refuse. Oh, wow. Right off the skate of Ava Murray and almost banked into their own net. Would have been an incredibly unfortunate bounce. This game still tied at 0-0. We get down to the last 6 minutes. Jessica Alain put it into the zone. Gonna try again. Just got Alain with the shot. Save and made by Hines. Rimmed around the boards. Langis. Locked in at the line. Moving it across now is Murray. Had tried to get that one on the tape of Verge, and that was out of her reach. LeBlanc scanning through center, having a field day trying to get into the zone. Behind the net, McDonald hits the brakes. McDonald still waits for it. Move from end to end, shot through center. Block, turnaround shot, just misses the net. A great block and shot there from Kaylee LeBlanc.
The Clement-Cormier offense is proving to be very well, pressuring the Avon View Avalanche, Yeti, sorry, as they go to make a change, desperately trying to get some fresh legs on the ice.
Again, have seen these teams both making pretty solid changes. There hasn't been a whistle in a hot second as Avon View quickly turns around. With McLean rushing in, trying to get a shot, having her stick tied up. We're going to have a penalty here. It looks like it's going to go against Clement-Cormier.
And the first whistle coming in at almost 10 minutes into the first period. And I mean, you just got to give the hats for this one. I mean, the sheer endurance these athletes have and they're showing off today is very impressive.
And our first whistle of the game will be a penalty call as the stick of Michaud just gets in between the arms of McLean. And that one's usually going to be called there. So Avon View, the Avalanche will head to the power play.
It's a bit confusing having the Avalanche diagonal text on their jerseys when they are renamed to the Yetis.
And the ref going to go talk to the Avon View bench.
Seems the line change will be denied as the previous players on the last line are forced to go back onto the ice.
And here we go, face off to the left of Babineau. It's won by Clement-Cormier, and down the ice it'll go.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number
face-off
21.
win for
Alexa Michaud.
Clement-Cormier, and
2
icing
minutes
it.
for holding at
Very
9:49.
key here on
That's
this penalty
Clement-Cormier
kill.
penalty to number 21. Michaud.
Pass
2
up
minutes
the
for
center,
holding at
banked off the
9:49.
boards. Around the net. Now it's up top of the blue line. McDonald waits, softish off. Here's a shot, and it was fanned on, and Clement-Cormier goes back the other way. It's Colette shooting this one down, and it's going to come to rest behind the net of Hines. Shot along the boards by Murray. This one will get over to Mackenzie LeBlanc. She'll put it back down behind the net. McDonald now with it. Waits.
Clement-Cormier playing a very intelligent 1-2-1 penalty kill strategy. One player attacking the puck, 2 in the neutral zone, and 1 at the back.
It's been working so far, but here comes Morin with the shot, the save, and the rebound right loose in the slot. And the Avalanche player tripped up, so we might have another penalty coming up. This might be a 5-on-3.
And this 5-on-3 will prove to be a very dangerous opportunity for the Avon View Avalanche. Yeti, oh my God. As they look to go up 1-0 on the Clement-Cormier Cavalier.
They're trying to dig there. Ella Parker. It's a 5-on-3 for 56 seconds. Michaud and Poirier in the box. Avon View off the draw.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number 31.
Across to the
Michelle
middle.
Bevel.
It's
2 minutes
loose
for
out in
tripping.
front.
Penalty served by number
And the
15.
save will be
Renell
made.
Poirier at 10:53. As Clement-Cormier penalty to number 31. Bevel. 2 minutes for tripping. Served the penalties number 15. Poirier at 10:53.
Avon View still 5-on-3 for the next 40 seconds. Someone picked off, and going to be a huge clear here for the Cavalier. McBlain, first one on it in her own end. Waits, tries to go across, pass off of Cavalier right to the stick of Verge. And back for the Cavalier defense as they try to bulldoze it through. McLean. I picked up the trailer, shot out. And not a very successful 5-on-3 so far. Harvey waits off the wall to Verge. Verge carrying it into the zone, and Michaud about to exit the box. McLean in there as well. Now just a power play for about a minute. Murray at the line, the shot off a shin pad, the rebound out. It's Richard trying to play that away. And sent it in the corner by Alain. McDonald and Alain in the corner. As they battle for it, Richard with it under her feet in the corner, brought out by the Avalanche. Backhand towards the net, off a skate and outside the zone it'll go. Or just kept in by Murray. A nice play to keep that one in the zone. Murray cutting in, the shot, the save by Babineau, another one. And two great saves made, and there's a huge collision out in the corner. The puck is under an Avon View player, and now cleared all the way down with just 15 seconds to go. Avalanche with it behind their net. Penalty now expired. So it's now 5-on-5. The Avalanche walk in. It's a drop pass, McLean. And that goes right to a tip. The stick of a Cavalier. It's Robichaud that clears it in. Chasing after it, Véronique Alain. Waits, tries to go behind the net. Still with it, thrown out in front. That one taken away by Morin. Puck's bouncing in between multiple sticks in front of the net. It's Morin again. She's going to try to get it out. Blocked in at about the hash marks and cleared back behind the net. Jessica Alain at the blue line. Across, LeBlanc out of her reach. She's going to walk it and shoot. And that hits off the side of the net. It's off the side of the net. As they try jamming it in. Again, it's thrown out in front. They'll go to the blue line. LeBlanc banks it off the boards. McBlain trying to go up top. Shot down below the net. First one there is Harvey. Taken away here by LeBlanc.
Last minute play in the period.
So under a minute left to go. Avon View outside the zone. This one's not going to have enough for icing, it looks like. LeBlanc turning around, trying to get outside the zone. There's McDonald to clear it in. Stopped in, Parker behind the net. Alain with it on the backhand, trying to move it up off a shin pad of her teammate and out to LeBlanc. Shot back, Colette's there, over skated, now it's Morin. Morin skating in, and she gets poke checked by Richard. Moving back with it, McGrath. McGrath behind her own net. That's flipped up, Alain. Now sent to the middle. Colette skating in, the pass across. Into the corner will go. McGrath behind the net, gonna have to shoot quickly. McGrath out in front, right back door. Another try. That one's gonna get to the net. And that ends our first period. Still scoreless, not too many whistles that period. We'll be back momentarily for period 2.
So far, a consistent pattern we've seen throughout most games in all divisions is a scoreless first period.
It takes a while for players to crack the goaltender. And there's the Avon View bench as we zoom over to the Clement bench. All players just trying to look for that first goal. After that first goal can definitely build some momentum. There we go. Hines goes to her net. And elsewhere in the league, The Phoenix and the Commandant du Collège de Lévis, they are tied at 0. LJR and Cité des Jeunes, they are tied at 0. Clement-Cormier is up 1-0 on the Sphinx de l'École Rivière-de-Loup. And this game is still scoreless. Avon View might have a rush here. It's Verge skating in, getting poke checked, and it's taken and stolen by Alain. Oh. McGrath now fighting with McLean. Shot out to center. Moved back by McLean. Couple players getting tied up. McLean looking to go in. It's LeBlanc that turns it around. Mackenzie LeBlanc turns, waits, and goes over to her D partner. Cutting back there, Michaud. Michaud waiting, still cutting. Didn't get fooled that time as McDermott. Flipped in, held at the line, Greenwood. McGrath going behind their own cage. McGrath waits, tries to pass it over. Had gone tied up and fanned on. Held it at the line. Greenwood to the middle. Bit of a collision. LeBlanc behind her net. Waits, has some time. Goes to the Riet line, trying to get that outlet pass. Blocked in by the Avalanche. Toe drag. What a move. And got around one Cavalier defenseman and not the other. Back with it, McBlain for the Avalanche. Moved across, rink wide for Parker. Little outlet pass, more, and there's the shot. That one misses the net. It'll go over to Robichaud. Charlie Robichaud cutting wide here, getting out of the zone, but it'll be sent right back in by defenseman Harvey. Chasing after it, Dion. Dion hits the brakes, running around the boards. It's Poitier. Given a bump by Morin. And we've started the second period so far, no whistles. There's a shot on the rebound, sent loose. That net definitely looks like it's off. And shocker, the first whistle of this period is that net going off once again.
Well, honestly, I think we've had more kicked off nets than goals this whole tournament so far after every game we've done.
And hopefully that doesn't continue. There's a slap shot from the blue line and was deflected along the way. It took away all of its momentum. Clement-Cormier back the other way. That one through the legs of Refuse. Up top, putting it back in there's Poitier. Now out in front, the pass attempted from Alain, and that one deflected back from an Avon View defenseman. From the line, Dion cleared in around the net. It's Murray. Murray getting tied up in there to help McLean. She now finds herself in the corner, chasing with McGrath. Rimmed around, puck shot in the middle. Goes right in between two. Cavalier might be a breakaway. Braylon Petitpas in all alone. Petitpas waits and fires. Save is made by Babineau. The rebound is also sent wide. Two tremendous chances for the Avalanche, and is denied by Babineau out in the net. Véronique Alain. Deep in the zone, pass out in front. The shot save is made by Hines. To the line, Jessica Alain. The shot deflected. Another try. Richard, and it's blocked before it could get to the net. Richard again trying to move this one out in front. Avalanche let it go. It's going to go all the way out. This one's not going to be an icing. Jessica Alain, first one there. That one's poke checked right out in front. The shot just misses the net. Another great chance for the Avalanche, and they just could not prevail. Out in front, they try to put it to the net. It goes to the high slot, taken away by Clement-Cormier. With speed, Colette. Moving up the right side, Colette is hit into the boards. Clement-Cormier, the bench wanted a penalty, and they didn't get one. But they go to the blue line. McGrath waits and fires, and it's deflected and knocked down before it could get to the net of Babineau. Cleared McGrath. Shot back in by Avon View. As players make some much needed changes, here's Colette with the breakout pass. Colette moves it to the center. It's Mackenzie LeBlanc. trucking through the neutral zone. McBlain getting it back after shooting it out once. This one blocked off the skate. McGrath trying some moves, blocked in by McBlain. Still held in at the line. Alain behind the net. McBlain waits, puts it in between the feet of Parker to the blue line. The shot, and denied by Hines. Another good save so far in this second period. Now they fight behind the net, up to the line. Here it comes. Hines says no.
Around the league, the Clement-Cormier Cavaliers are up 1-0 on the Rivière de Luz-Sphinx in the men's division. The Louis J. Robichaud Patriots tied against the Cité Jeune Républicaine, also in the men's division. And the Collège de Lévis Commandal are 0-0 against the Citadel Phoenix, as well in the men's division.
And this game still 0-0 as well, and it might have a Cavs penalty. It's Karian Alain that heads to the box. Didn't see exactly what happened, but Avon View is going to head to the power play. We'll wait to see exactly what the call is. That is our first penalty of the game.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number 12.
Do believe.
2 minutes for holding at 5:08.
It's a holding penalty at 5:08. As now McBlain must retreat. McBlain around the wall. Going to be held in Poirier. She shoots it in, and waiting on the other side is Robichaud. Robichaud, it's a 1-on-4. And that puck's going to be taken away with ease. Now a stretch pass attempt. Waiting right there was Johnny Alain. And down into the zone it'll go. Sarah McBlain regains possession. Now pass across for McLean. Mackenzie McLean moving through center. This one will just get outside the zone. Avon View might get caught in a change. Walking up, Poirier hitting the brakes. Or that's LeBlanc rather. And we'll leave that one off for Jessica Alain. And back for the Avalanche as they'll dump it in. And touched up by Clement-Cormier, and we'll have a face-off coming up to center, it looks like.
So far, Clement-Cormier being on the receiving end of penalties here, as is I believe the second power play for Avon View here.
The Avalanche staying out of the box, which is key for them so far. They have not managed to capitalize on a power play thus far. Murray behind the net, trying to get an outlet pass, blocked in. And there's the shot outside the zone. Morin trying to work her way in. Across the blue line they go. And this one just out of the zone. So moving back for it, McDonald. McDonald across. It's Murray. Up through center. Murray still with it. Ava Murray continues behind the net. Looks to center. Hits the brakes, and it's off the blocker and stick of Babineau in the net. Now just 10 seconds still to go. To the middle. McLean up top. Shot in. And it's dumped into the corner by McDonald. First one there's Morin. Penalty about to expire here for Alain. So now we have even strength once more. Behind the net, McLean trying to look that out in front. In the corner, Pettipaw. Back behind the net it'll go. Alain up top. McDonald trying to shoot this one back in. Might be a break for Clement-Cormier. Veronique Alain trying to cut wide on Harvey. And it's Andy Harvey with a great display of defense, taking on a one-on-one. Up the other way, McLean trying to cut through it to Richard. Moving it rink wide. Banked off the boards and caught in by McDonald. Cleared in by Avon View. Now in the opposite Clement corner. McGrath with speed going past Pettipaw. McGrath hitting the brakes. Behind the net, McBlain gets caught up with Richard behind the net. Richard looks out in front, then continues in the corner. Richard, little backhand, backdoor the shot, and just misses wide by Colette. Colette waiting, has herself tied up, and we're going to have a Clement-Cormier power play coming up here.
Now this is a very crucial opportunity here as Clement-Cormier is giving a fantastic opportunity to break this deadlock here in the middle frame of action.
So Clement-Cormier to the power play. And it'll be their first try on it. It's Rowan Morin heads to the box. Again, Morin for hooking at 8:17 as Avon view it. Sustaining pressure short-handed here in the zone. Clement-Cormier outside the zone. LeBlanc working her way in on Murray. LeBlanc and Murray, they go tussling behind the net. LeBlanc falls down, still has it behind the net. LeBlanc waits and tries to go up to Dion. There's Dion. Sends it up top, cleared in by Colette. Dion battling before it's cleared out by the Avalanche, and all the way down the ice it'll go. Looking around there, Alain. The pass over, Karian Alain. Through center, little soft pass off. Alain still with it. Looking for options, goes to the blue line. LeBlanc waits and fires, and that one didn't miss the mark by much. Robichaud battling up against the boards, trying to angle her target out with the body. Karian Alain, Jessica Alain with it on the drop pass. Back across to the other D-man, LeBlanc. Behind the net it goes. And outside the zone it'll go. Jessica Alain now chasing back for it. Just less than 15 to go. Poitier catching it across. Poitier steps in, waits, drop pass, and no one there. A bit of a miscommunication will give a chance for Verge to send that one down the length of the ice. And the penalty now expired. So 3 penalties and 3 penalties killed so far. Poitier, drop pass, Jessica Alain. That's Veronique Alain, excuse me. Behind the net, McGrath waits on her backhand. Looks up high for LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits and fires, and Hines says no. The rebound's right loose in the slot, but taken away by the Avon View defense. There's a sharp angle shot. That one went off the stick of Hines. A very close chance. Blue line waits. There's a shot put to the side of the net, saved by the pad of Hines. Harvey trying to clear at the blue line. It's shot. A great stick save. Emily Hines in the net. Cavalier put down. McBlain waits and tries a risky pass. This one will just stay in, however. And the Avalanche outside the zone. It's Verge. Up for more, and the shot is gloved down by Babineau.
2 great saves at both ends of the ice as both goalies keep this game at 0-0. This game really turning out to be a duel between the 2 goaltenders.
Let's go see the save from Hines. It's one where she got the stick up in the air from a shot from the blue line. Takes great hand-eye coordination to do that. Just under 4 to go in period 2. Dion across on the boards, Colette centering that out in the middle. A very clean breakout. Richard gets poke check from the pinching defense. Teresa refused. There's a shot from the Avalanche and gloved down by the other mid of Babineau.
The Avalanche really peppering the Clement-Cormier net from mid-range. Around the ringette line, they're rifling shots right at her.
And one of these times you'll expect one of them to go in just with a lucky bounce or whatever it takes. As here the Cavalier, they leave the zone. It's a clean breakout, led by Deschal. She steps into the zone, loses control of the puck for a moment. Cavalier still with it. Colette centers at the top of the spot, the top of the point, and a block shot for the Avalanche. Now lets them get out of the zone. McLean skating in, a toe drag, poke check. Shot in by Moses. McLean walking in, top of the slot, the shot, save is made, Shelby Babineau. Another try with a sharp angle shot, that one didn't get there. It's rimmed across. LeBlanc trying to get this one out. Stopped in by Pettipaw. Mackenzie McLean also in there. The pin up for the puck. And it's going to be won by Clement-Cormier. And LeBlanc takes it behind her net. Hits the brakes, waits, passes up. And this one will just not get out of the zone. It's a turnaround clear in by Moses. So she'll now go for a change. Dion behind her cage. LeBlanc. Move back now behind her net. Rimmed around for Colette. This one going to be held into the zone by McDonald. And Richard takes her target down. It's McDonald that's down on the ice. The puck is under her. Morin moved across. McDonald trying to step in. An Avalanche player angled out perfectly. A puck squirts 3 to the middle. It's a backhand. McDonald trying to get a stick on it, and a Cavalier is tripped up. And we're going to have another Clement-Cormier power play to end off the second period. And the stick is swiped and gets under the feet of a Cavalier, and that looks like Ava Woodman that's in the box. So it's a Clement-Cormier 2-minute power play that will effectively be the rest of the period if no goals are scored, of course. Babineau leaving this one out for Alain. Alain off the boards. Poirier trying to poke it to center. That went in the feet of Morin. Poirier having another try. Morin with possession, taken off her stick by Poirier onto the tape of Karian Alain. Alain walking in, hits the brakes. Now goes to the blue line. There's the shot. That one's going to miss wide of the net. Cleared out by McDonald as we get down to the last minute of play. LeBlanc stops, looks back the other way. Alain. Jessica Alain in her own end. Behind her net. Waiting, going to throw it up. It's going to be caught at the blue line. Back to Alain across, trying to spread the defense, but blocked in more and walking in shorthanded. Here's the shot, and it's blocked by LeBlanc, who is feeling it as she goes around her net. Poirier. Veronique Alain enters the zone. Puck's wobbling, sent to the middle, almost knocked down by Poirier. Eau Claire unable to hold. Shot across McGrath. Last couple seconds. McGrath moved, blue line, put down low. Beautiful power play. Set up back door. They score!
What a beautiful passing play as the Clement-Cormier Cavalier go ahead 1-0 on the power play.
And it's Veronique Alain that's going to capitalize. She's going to make it 1-0 in favor of Clement-Cormier. They get the power play set up right as the period ends. Beautiful backdoor feed. I believe that's Renelle Poirier. And Clement-Cormier gets the icebreaker on the power play. So it's 1-0 with 8.8 left to go in the second. Walked up quickly. McBlain stepping into the line, cutting past one. McBlain gonna need to shoot, can't get the shot off. And that will end our second period. So we'll go to a flood here on MSD. 1-0 Clement-Cormier from the recent goal. It's Braden Elaine and Diego Aragon from the Dieppe Uniplex in the 50th anniversary of the Dieppe Classic. It's Langis trying to get to it, and it's moved out to McGrath. McGrath cutting in, has a bit of room. McGrath, the shot, the save is made by Hines. Alain, put it into the zone. Gonna try again, just got Alain with the shot, save, and moves around. McLean rushing in, trying to get a shot, having her stick tied up. We're gonna have it working so far. But here comes Morin with the shot, the save, and the rebound right loose.
Clement-Cormier building to number 31.
Across to the middle, it's loose out in front. Zone. Murray cutting in, the shot, the save by Babino, another one. Be a breakaway, Braylon Pettipaw in all alone. Pettipaw waits and fires. Save is made by Babino, the rebound. Alain, first one there. That one's poke checked right out in front. The shot just misses the net. Vita Parker to the blue line. The shot and denied by Hines. Wide by Colette. Colette waiting, has herself, waits on her backhand. Looks up high for LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits and fires, and Hines says no. The rebound's right loose. And that's saved by the pad of Hines. RV trying to clear at the blue line. It's shot. A great shot in by Moses. McLean walking in, top of the slot. The shot, save is made. Shelby back. Puck squirts three to the middle. It's a backhand. McDonald trying to get a stick on it, and McGrath moved. Blue line, put down low, beautiful power play, set up back door, they score! Just trying to get to it, hovers on the rim, and what a move to the net, and it's just shot. And it's moved it to McGrath. McGrath cutting in, has a bit of room. McGrath, the shot, the save is made by Hines. Alain, put it in the zone. Gonna try again, just got Alain with the shot, save, and moves around. McLean rushing in, trying to get a shot, having her stick tied up. We're gonna have it working so far, but here comes Morin with the shot, the save, and the rebound right loose.
Clement-Cormier building to number 31.
Across to the middle, it's loose out in front. Zone. Murray cutting in, the shot, the save by Babino, another one. Be a breakaway, Braylon Pettipaw in all alone. Pettipaw waits and fires. Save is made by Babino, the rebound. Alain, first one there. That one's poke checked right out in front. The shot just misses the net. Vita Parker to the blue line. The shot and denied by Hines. Wide by Colette. Colette waiting, has herself, waits on her backhand. Looks up high for LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits and fires, and Hines says no. The rebound's right loose. And that's saved by the pad of Hines. RV trying to clear at the blue line. It's shot. A great shot in by Moses. McLean walking in, top of the slot. The shot, save is made. Shelby. Puck squirts three to the middle. The backhand. Donald trying to get a stick on it, and McGrath moved. Blue line, put down low. Beautiful power play, set up back door. They score! Just trying to get to it. It hovers on the rim, and what a move to the net, and it's just shot. And it's moved out to McGrath. McGrath cutting in, has a bit of room. McGrath, the shot, the save is made by Hines. Alain, put it into the zone. Gonna try again, just got Alain with the shot, save, and moves around. McLean rushing in, trying to get a shot, having her stick tied up. We're gonna have been working so far, but here comes Morin with the shot, the save, and the rebound right loose.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number 31.
Across to the middle, it's loose out in front zone. Murray cutting in, the shot, the save by Babino, another one. Be a breakaway, Braylon Pettipaw in all alone. Pettipaw waits and fires. Save is made by Babino, the rebound. Alain, first one there. That one's poke checked right out in front. The shot just misses the net. Peter Parker to the blue line. The shot and denied by Hines. Wide by Colette. Colette waiting, has herself, waits on her backhand. Looks up high for LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits and fires, and Hines says no. The rebound's right loose. The net saved by the pad of Hines. RB trying to clear at the blue line. It's shot. A great shot in by Moses. McLean walking in, top of the slot. The shot, save is made. Shelby back. Puck squirt three to the middle. The backhand. McDonald trying to get a stick on it, and McGrath move, blue line, put down low, beautiful power play, set up back door, they score! Just trying to get to it. It hovers on the rim, and what a move to the net, and just shot. And that's McGrath. McGrath cutting in, has a bit of room. McGrath, the shot, the save is made by Hines. Alain, put it into the zone. Gonna try again, just got now with the shot, save, and goes around. It's McLean rushing in, trying to get a shot, having her stick tied up. We're gonna have it. Been working so far, but here comes Morin with the shot, the save, and the rebound right loose.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number 31.
Across to the middle, it's loose out in front zone. Murray cutting in, the shot, the save by Babino, another one. Be a breakaway, Braylon Pettipaw in all alone. Pettipaw waits and fires. Save is made by Babino, the rebound. Alain, first one there. That one's poke checked right out in front. The shot just misses the net. Peter Parker to the blue line. The shot and denied by Hines. Wide by Colette. Colette waiting, has herself, waits on her backhand. Looks up high for LeBlanc. LeBlanc waits and fires, and Hines says no. The rebound's right loose. And that's saved by the pad of Hines. RB trying to clear at the blue line. It's shot. A great shot in by Moses. McLean walking in, top of the slot. The shot, save is made. Shelby back. Puck squirt three to the middle. The backhand. McDonald trying to get a stick on it, and a McGrath moved, blue line, put down low, beautiful power play, set up back door, they score! Stands moved up to McGrath. we go, the start of the third period. Clement-Cormier up by a score of 1-0. And here we go. Getting it started off. It's brought in by Colette. Anika Colette bringing it in. Sharp angle shot, the save by Hines. A quick chance from Le Cavalier as they'll now establish offensive zone possession. Michaud waits, will clear it in. This one gets by Leblanc. Richard now going up against Woodman. It squirts out, looks like that's Murray. Murray trying to cut through, will barely get possession, and outside the zone it'll go.
That's Clement-Cormier, his first goal, scored by number 20.
Cavalier still with it. Michaud to the middle.
And number 21, Michaud.
Leblanc up for Richard. Richard trying to bring it in. And there was an attempt to move it over to Leblanc. Out with speed here, McLean. Tried to move it to the middle. That one almost picked off. Colette coming back with speed. Anika Colette waits. Poke checked. Verge goes the other way. Verge to McLean. Into the middle. Almost corralled there by Morin. McLean up with speed. Cutting past a couple defenders. And couldn't quite pull the trigger. And might be a breakaway going back the other way. Looks like that's Alain. Karian Alain to her backhand. And it just misses wide of the net. 2 breakaways, one by each team so far this game. And both have not gone past the red line. Morin waits, loses the puck, and maybe a bit of a puddle that's still there from the Zamboni. Alain stepping in, trying a shot. That one went up in the skates of McDonald. To the line, Alain shooting it back in. In the corner, it's Poitier. Waits behind the net. The Avalanche still with it. With speed, Morin. Trying to get through a couple. Blocked. And here's Véronique Alain, the only goal scorer of the game so far, moving in. And it's sent back to the Clement-Cormier defense. Leblanc across to one-touch pass to get it out of their own end. Rink-wide pass. Alain going up with McBlain in the corner. Alain thrown out in front, and no teammate there to bury it home, so the Avalanche will get an opportunity to leave the zone. Cleared in by Harvey. It'll now be in the Clement-Cormier corner. Leblanc gets poked loose. Jessica Alain now having to skate back for it. Alain up towards the blue line, out of the zone it'll go. Véronique Alain skating in, being chased by Moses. Now recovered by Harvey. Harvey gets hit. Leblanc recovering possession. Now it's banked off the boards by Parker and outside into the Clement zone. Avon View able to keep it in. Moses shooting it in and chipped back out. Rink wide pass right to the tape of Mackenzie LeBlanc. LeBlanc stepping in. Cuts far side, moving around, pressure from McBlain. LeBlanc still with it. Up top, deflected on the stick of Michaud and outside the zone. Michaud across LeBlanc. Or that's McGrath, excuse me, working her way in. McGrath the shot and blocked by Harvey before he could get to the net. And there's a hit by Harvey. So now that'll draw a penalty. Clement-Cormier is going to go back to the man advantage.
Well, we've mentioned yesterday that discipline is going to be a deciding factor this whole tournament, and you can't win a hockey game when you're down a player.
And there's a bit of a high stick. I don't think the boards was the problem there, or they will call a cross check, but it looked like Harvey had gone the stick a bit up high. So Clement-Cormier power play. The last time on the power play, they fired one to the back of the net. Let's see what they can do this time. Alain from the line. Banked off the boards. Leblanc in the corner. Waits on her backhand, then looks up high. Alain waits, tries to put it to the net. That's in the feet of Verge and outside the zone, taken by McLean. McLean with speed, short-handed, cutting to the middle. McLean still with it. Sharp angle shot. It goes over the net.
2 minutes for cross-checking at 3:42. That's Avalanche penalty to number 22.
Cavalier back with it. Richard, one-touch pass. Colette. Colette Leaves it off Richal. Back for Colette. Back for Richal. Wide open shot. There it is. And Hines denies Richal with the glove. There's still just under a minute and a half left on the power play. Shot, save, and the rebound kick behind the net, and that net's off again. I think Hines is going to try to put it on. She does. So that should have been a whistle for the net coming off. For the, I don't know how many times today. Robichaud moves it across to her D partner. Gets it back. Robichaud moving in, McGrath. Going back against the wall, LeBlanc. Moved across the ice, Michaud. That one there up for Poitier. Poitier stepping in, looking out in front, and trying to get the shot off there was Karian Alain, and was just unable to do so as now the puck flutters to the blue line. It's just out of the zone, and a bit of a mix-up. McGrath stepping in, takes a tumble. On the blue line, Michaud moved across. Now it's tapped off the stick of Veronique Alain. And another penalty coming up, and it looks like it's a hook. So this may be going against Clement-Cormier. And it will. The goal scorer, Veronique Alain, heads to the box, 2 for a hook. Might be hard to see here, but an Avalanche player does go down. That's now a 4-on-4 for 8 seconds. And then we'll have an Avon View power play for the next little while. As now Harvey out of the box, Avon View power play. But here comes Clement-Cormier, well let with the shot. And that one in the feet of an Avon View defenseman. They control here, shorthanded. Colette trying to throw this one out in front, but Murray now pinning her in the corner.
Clement-Cormier penalty to number
Taking the
20,
puck here, McLean trying to go around the net, still holding on to possession, where she's shoved into the boards, now has to give it off to Parker. Taken back by the Cavalier. And doing a good job at killing this penalty thus far. Robichaud, the errant pass. There's an Avalanche player that goes down. McGrath in the corner, waits. Along the boards it'll go. Waiting there, Robichaud, and down the ice. Well, Avon View really struggling so far in this power play. There's Verge to the middle. Rolling across, Poitier shooting it into the zone. It's refused. Sending that one up for Woodman. Now behind the net. Just outside the blue line. Woodman. That's Verge rather moving back for it to try to get a backhander off from McLean. To the middle. Avalanche. Try to work their way in. Woodman. It's just inside the blue line. Bring it out there. Richal. And unable to go any further. Play is just being controlled here in the neutral zone. There's another poke check. Richard got caught in her feet. Cavalier the other way. Alain stepping in. It's Johnny Alain that clears. And power play is just about expired. A beautiful penalty kill by Clement-Cormier. A great way to gain some more momentum. They're up 1-0, and they just killed a huge penalty here in this one. Clement-Cormier trying to reset behind their net. The play goes over to the far hash marks. McBlain unable to hold. Robichaud carrying the puck out in center. Over the red line she goes. Far side. Pass across. Try to get to the near boards. Looked like her target there was Robichaud. Avon View trying to get outside their zone here. It's Rowan Morin. Skating through the zone. Poked loose. Now on the stick of Pettipaw. Pettipaw in the neutral zone. I tried to move that one up for Morin. Morin through the neutral zone, trying to get on her forehand, but poke checked. Excuse me, that's Karian Alain. Moving it up, Avon View blue line to the middle. And back to the other side it'll go. Poitiers leaving that one off. McGrath on the near boards. McGrath moves behind her own net, up to the ringette line, and passes off the stick of a Cavalier, and there's Pettipaw there to bring it back in. Pettipaw still behind the net. She continues to look for it, lifted up, that banks off the back of McBlain, and outside the zone it'll go. Haven't had a whistle in a long time. Here's McBlain goes through center. Working up, Morin trying to cut to the middle. McBlain back to the line. McBlain waits and lets one go. And that one will miss the net. The puck is pinned up on the near boards. It's Parker. Taking a bit of a tumble, moving back. Michaud. Moved up, one touch pass. That one intercepted. There's the shot from Morin. And that's the stick of Babineau that'll steer it off to the side. Leblanc across Langis to the middle. Véronique Alain tried to play it out of her reach and back for the Clement-Cormier defense. Moved up by Michaud. Almost too many men. Colette trying to cut to the middle. That one upended by the stick of McLean. Back with it for Avon View. Cleared up by McBlain. To the middle. Still loose. It's offside. And they will touch up at 5:02 the third. We'll have an offside call.
Again, most of our games have been very close matchups. I mean, almost all of them decided by just one goal here. Clement-Cormier on the winning side of a 1-0 match.
And similar to our first game of the tournament, where Les Vedettes de Mathieu Martin, they took a 1-0 win in this very same rink over these very same Cavalier. The shot! And Hines is there. And that one a close call for Avon View. We'll have another look at it. It's Richard putting it right to the front of the net. And Hines, in desperation, had to get there to cover. Clement-Cormier in the offensive end, taken away by the Avalanche. Outside they go. McLean trying to beat Alain with speed and will. McLean in the shot, and Babineau denies McLean. And there's the whistle as it goes to the side of the net. So there, Mackenzie McLean beating the defense out with speed and getting a key shot off. But Shelby Babineau stands on top of business and denies the potential game-tying goal. Puck loose in the Clement own end. Battle of stick power, and it's won by Morin. Clement-Cormier at their own line. Robichaud playing it back to her own defense. Shot up. Now going through the middle. Karian Alain moving in, and great defense there. Ava Murray. She gets her sixth slash out of her hand. Now it's over for Poitiers. Throwing that out in front and taken away by Avon View, and outside the zone they'll go. Less than 4 minutes to go in our third period of action. There's a drop pass. Verge in with the shot, and that one missed left of the net. There's a collision in the corner. Poitiers pinning the Avalanche player up against the boards. This one will just stick in the zone as it's shot to the opposite end. First one there for it is Dion. Clement-Cormier with speed. Here's Leblanc fresh off the bench. Behind the net, Lindsay McDonald. Waits, hits the brakes, looks for options. Going around here, Pettipaw. Unable to control, but there she blocks the shot and gets it right back. Braylon Pettipaw. Through neutral ice. We'll dump it into the zone. This gives a chance for some Avalanche players to get some changes off as we get to less than 3 to go in our final frame. Blocked in at the line. Trying to swipe at it there was Moses. And the second attempt out of the zone, it's a foot race for it, going to be won by Greenwood and sent into the corner. Moses, drop pass, only one there. LeBlanc to the net back door, and Hines out of nowhere, it's behind her, but the early whistle stops that. There's Véronique Alain in front of the net.
Clement-Cormier showing off their passing plays with their first goal actually coming from that very same similar play style.
And Langis was reading right there. And Véronique Alain had the puck waiting on the back door. It originally slides through the pads of goaltender Emily Hines, but the play is whistled down a tad bit early. McLean trying to go around her net, picked up by Murray. Murray trying to feed Parker, just slides off her stick. It's Michaud that clears him in the zone. Backdoor shot, it's just over the net. Squeaked right out over to Lexi Richard, not the player you want to have a wide open shot like that that ends up out of the net. A great save by Hines. On the near boards, Cavalier bring it up with speed. Pass in the middle, trying to get that one over to Annika Colette. Now she's hit big into the boards, and that's going to be a penalty against Avon View. Now empty net for Clement. So again, the last 2 minutes will be decided on special teams. And just in the far corner, Colette going for it, and she gets hit. And make it Ella Parker that heads to the box. It looked like it's going to be for head contact. Clement-Cormier with a power play here for the remainder of the game, if of course a goal isn't scored. They had a power play to end off the last period that they end up capitalizing on. That has been the only goal so far. Puck is pinned behind the net. 2 Cavalier and 1 Avalanche player there digging for it, and the ref's going to blow this one dead.
That's Avalanche penalty to number 9, Parker. 2 missed for head contact at 13:09.
And it was Ella Parker for head contact. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off in the zone of the Avalanche. And that one to the left of Hines, cleared out by the Avalanche. So we're going to look for Hines to see if she goes to the bench here. Could be another game where an empty net is on the horizon, and there she goes. Hines is to the bench, empty net. It's a 5-on-5. And Parker liking what she sees from the box. Stepping in, McLean trying to put this one on net. Now moving back, here's the shot. McDermott unable to get that one off her stick. Now the line, here's Murray, she shoots. And that one deflected out wide as we get to the last minute here of our third period and whistled down. And we have a hold. This will be crucial on who it's again. It's against Clement-Cormier. So now this will be a 5-on-4 for Avon View with the empty net. We're going to head to a timeout. Anna's still waiting to go into the box, and she will. It's a 4-on-4 for 1:08. So for the rest of the game, it'll be a 4-on-4, but an empty net for the Avalanche. We'll make this a 5-on-4. While we have a timeout here, let's go around the tournament, see what's happening elsewhere in Dieppe. Clement-Cormier and the Rivière-de-Loup Sphinx, they are tied up at 1 in the third period. Cité des Jeunes, they are up 1-0 on LJR. The Citadel Phoenix and the Commandeur du Collège de Lévis, they are tied at 0 in the second. And the only other game is this one. The Cavalier up 1-0 on Avon View. And what has been an amazing game, as we can say for the 4 other games that have happened here in MSD. 59 and some still to go on the score clock. 1:08 left to go on the 4-on-4, so that'll be the rest of the game. And Emily Hines to the bench. Crucial face-off here to tie up one by Clement-Cormier. Going to have a try for the empty net. This one's just going to miss wide, so an icing will be called. This ought to be taken by McLean. This time it's more of a tie-up, sent to the Clement defense. First one there, however, is Morin. Morin getting pinned. There's McLean getting pinned. Morin in to help. McLean in the corner, taken by McGrath. McGrath behind the cage, tries to look for the empty net. Gets to the blue line. McGrath to the middle, looks at the empty net. The shot is deflected, and that one's going to end up in the corner and bounce behind the net. McGrath, still the first one there on her backhand. It's Murray playing goaltender right now. And McGrath, a good heads-up play back to her own end to kill more time. They're up 1-0. They don't need the empty net goal. They just need to not surrender a goal here. Puck's pinned up. Murray from the blue line. It's bouncing. And the save is made by Babineau as there's 6.7 seconds left to go in the game. There's a shot from the blue line to little change-up and a bouncer. And timeout to Clement-Cormier. We'll be back.
Timeout for Clement-Cormier.
For the last 6.7 in the third period here on MST. Braden Lane, Gio Aragon from the Uniplex. And there we go. Getting some of the crowd fired up for 6-7. Here at the line, it's blocked. Clement-Cormier outside the zone, and they're going to take this game by a score of 1-0. It's a shutout. Shelby Babineau. And what an amazing game here at the Uniplex. Stick around for more action. Our next game coming up here, it's the St. Max Saints and les Patriotes de LGR. Coming up next on the Uniplex. Thank you for watching. 1-0 your final.
Après que vous avez donné la main, si vous pouvez vous aligner sur vos lignes bleues, s'il vous plaît. After the handshake, both teams can line up on their respective blue line. On fera la présentation joueurs du match. We'll do the presentations of the MVP presentations. La Coupe de 4 Nations sera disponible ce soir, plus tard cet après-midi, de 16h jusqu'à 21h. So the Four Nations Cup will be available next to the restaurant from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. tonight. Big shout out to Mario from the Hockey Hall of Fame. Merci, Mario.
For the Avalanche? Did you blew it dead for that offside? Sorry. 31 Avalanche? Did you blow the whistle? I heard a whistle. I don't think either of us did. No? Oh, okay.
Player of the match for Avonview, number 31, Emily Hines. Congratulations. Joueur du match pour les Cavaliers de Clement-Cormier, numéro 25, Lexi Richard. Félicitations. Prochain match, les Louis G. Robichaud versus the St. Malachi Saints. Next game.